Hey, this is Dougo with Dougo's Archery 101, and today we're going to talk about aiming. It's the one thing that everybody focuses on. Alright, if I tell you I'm going to give you $500 if you hit the bullseye at 50 yards, and I let you go through your motion and I tell you, alright, now just concentrate really hard and make a good shot, and if you hit the bullseye I'll give you $500. And I let the archer go through all their motions and everything, and I say stop. And I say, what are you concentrating on? I told you to concentrate really hard, and you all just answered to yourself, and most of the time you all say the bullseye, aiming. Well, I'm here to tell you that aiming is automatic. Okay? So right here I have a board. It looks like it's about 2 feet by 2 feet. And everybody take your finger or pin or whatever's really handy and aim at this board. Okay? So I want you to just aim at this board. Alright? Now, where are you aiming? Are you aiming here? Are you aiming here? No, you're aiming at what you perceive as the center. And if you had a 24-foot by 24-foot white wall with no blemishes on it, you would do the same thing. You would center that object. Okay? Now, I told you to aim at this. Is anybody out there still trying to keep their pin in the middle of this board? Usually when I do this in a seminar, you could see everybody out there trying to keep it as I move it. I never told you to do it, but it's automatic. You always want to go to the center. Everybody make a circle, just like this. Make a circle. All right? Now look through that circle. Look through that circle and put it on my nose. All right? Now, are you looking through the edge of that circle? No, you're trying to center that circle. It's automatic. So it's automatic for you to go to the center of whatever it is that you're aiming at, and it's an automatically for you to center whatever you're looking through. All right? So it doesn't take a whole lot of concentration to do what's automatic. All right? So when we talk about concentration, concentrate on your shot, what's the word I'm looking for? Process. All right? Break it down. And step number 8 in my shot process is aiming. So for purposes, I'm going to pretend like this is what I'm aiming at. If I can get it to right. I tested it. Okay, so we're aiming at that. All right? Now this is your pin. This is what you want to get away from. You want to get away from a 12 o'clock hold and coming down really slow. You want to get away from a 6 o'clock hold and coming up really slow, because what happens is eventually you're going to start freezing. Anybody freezing right here or freezing right here? Okay? I hear it all the time that they're freezing. Well, you're basically what you are is a drive-by shooter. Okay? Here's your X and here's your pin. You're coming in and boom, it's in the middle. I got to pull the trigger. Well, usually when you pull the trigger, you grab your bow really quick and you say, oh, boom, it's in there. I got to pull the trigger really fast. Okay, well, when it comes to aiming, what I'd like to see you try is find your dot, pull your bow back by pre-aiming and drawing, look right there, and wherever your pin is, at, let's say at whatever time of the clock is, 12 or 6 or 3 or 9, wherever it's at, just go straight in. When it leaves, just go back in. When it leaves, go back in. So your pin is constantly correcting itself, bouncing around, and then you make a decision to start pulling the trigger. There's no decision to make the arrow leave the bow. There is only a decision to start pulling the trigger. And what I tell you is, in my opinion, is once you start pulling the trigger, you keep pulling the trigger even if the pin is not in the middle. Because by the time your brain sees that the pin is out, where do you want to be? In the middle. So you're correcting. By the time that your brain sees that it's in, guess what? You're not there that long. It's moved out. So you're constantly correcting and you're constantly pulling the trigger, and that's how you'll become more of an effective shot. Yes, there is guys that get out there and put the pin on it and hammer the trigger. That's great. All right? There is guys that can do it. But a lot of times they ginch, they jerk, or whatever. The few that can do it that are really good at it, you can ask them personally there's very few. I mean, Tim the Hammer Gillingham is awesome at it, you know, and I respect the guy. So does everybody else for being able to do it. All right, but for the most part, if you're trying to learn a little better, is find the center from wherever your pin is after you pre-aimed and draw. Go right there, make a decision to start pulling the trigger when things settle down, and as it's correcting, you'll keep adding into the trigger until it fires, and it should be a controlled surprise. All right?
Yeah.
All right.